Hi everybody, this is a movie on single replacement, also known as displacement reactions. So this is the type where in class we had a single person and a dancing couple and they switched partners. See here, B's dancing alone and A has hooked up with C. Now the question is A going to dance with B or is A going to dance with C? And it might be best way to answer that question is if we just try a problem. Notice this stuff here on the side, but let's just try solving a problem. We know it's going to be a single replacement reaction if we have a compound and an element. So that is definite giveaway. That's going to be single replacement. So first thing we have to do is figure out what type of ion these elements make. And you look on your periodic table, you'll see aluminum is +3, chlorine is -1, and lead is multivalent, makes more than one type of ion, but since it's hooked up with 4 chlorines, and each fluorine has a -1 charge, this lead must be +4. So is aluminum going to hook up with the chlorine, or is aluminum going to hook up with the lead? Remember that opposite ions attract, so that means aluminum will go with the chlorine. So if aluminum's +3 and chlorine's -1, we will get AlCl3 because aluminum is +3, chlorine's -1. Remember, we can do the crisscross rule where we switch the charges. So, and what's left alone? The lead. All right. So if we have a metal, it's going to replace the metal in the compound. Okay. So if A is a metal, it's going to replace the metal in the compound, which would be B. The metal in a compound is always first. So if we have a compound AB, the metal is the first element because always put the positive ion first and then followed by the negative ion. And metals always make positive ions and non-metals always make negative ions. Oops, this one's not it's not balanced. We have 4 chlorines on this side and 3 on that side. So what number does 3 and 4 go into? That's low. I would say we'll go with 12. So let's put a 4 here and a 3 here. So now we'll have 3 leads on the left. Let's put 3 leads here. And we have 4 aluminums on the right, so I'll need a 4 here. So now it's balanced. Let's try one more. Let's try Cl2 plus cesium bromide. So we know this is going to be single replacement or single displacement because we have a compound and an element. So first thing, let's figure out what type of charges these elements make. Chlorine makes a -1. Cesium is +1. You can find these on your periodic table. Bromine makes -1. So is chlorine going to hook up with cesium or bromine? Remember, oppositely charged ions attract. So that cesium is going to hook up with the chlorine. And it's +1 for cesium, -1 for chlorine. So we just need one of each to make a neutral compound. And what's left? Dancing by itself? Bromine. But be careful, bromine's diatomic. It's not balanced yet though, so we have 2 bromines on the right, so I'm going to have to put a 2 here. So that means we have 2 cesiums on the left, so I'm going to have to put a 2 here. And check that out, the chlorines do balance because we have 2 and 2. So that one works. Hope that helps.